Information available to Joy News indicates that if the International Financial Reporting Standards IFRS 9 is applied in a stricter sense, 9 Ghanaian banks could be insolvent from the impact of the domestic debt exchange on their operations. However, 6 banks may not experience any capital losses, while 8 banks may experience mild capital losses. According to a paper presented by banking consultant Dr. Ituahene and KB Frimpong, the impact of a domestic debt exchange on 23 banks' balance sheets and the ability to provide credit to the economy could be significant, as the banks are holding about 37% of government securities. These losses could be due to a combination of coupon or interest rate reduction and maturity extension with below market coupon rates. My colleague Isaac Kofi J, he is with our research desk. He joins us with details of this report. Kofi, what are the details of this report?
Well, I suggest, like you read, so the report actually analyzed 23 banks, and out of the analysis, they came out that about 9 of these banks could suffer, capital losses as a result of the ongoing domestic debt exchange program. And so if you look at 8 of the banks, they believe that these 8 banks have the cushion, and they may not be able to, they may suffer at least some mild capital losses, but we have about 6 of the banks that will probably go free as a result of this domestic debt exchange program. But we know that before this whole debt exchange program, we have about 34 banks. But as a result of the banking sector cleanup that was done in 2017, it was reduced from 34 to 23. And so the country hasn't really recovered from the banking sector crisis cleanup that was done, where we spent about 25 billion Ghana cedis to do that sort of cleanup. And about 4 or 5 years later, here we are again doing a domestic debt exchange program, which the report believes that the 23 banks that were analyzed, about 9 of them could suffer severe capital losses. And if you look at the recommendations they gave, they are saying that Bank of Ghana must come in, or the government must put in place measures to mitigate this forecast. If you look at the memorandum of an understanding, the Bank of Ghana actually is expecting this. So they've actually put in place some measures to make sure that they do recapitalization of some of the banks. And the report also says that of the 6 banks that could go free as a result of the debt restructuring is because they have the muscle to work through. By 9 of these banks could suffer capital losses.
Did they indicate what kind of measures Bank of Ghana should put in place to be able to mitigate the effect of this?
Well, not very specific, but the recapitalization plan should be one thing that Bank of Ghana should be looking at. If you look at the 23 banks or the debt restructuring that we did, we wanted to restructure about 137 billion, Ghana cedis. We ended up restructuring 97, and per the analysis done by the Dr. Ituahene, you could see that most of the institutions that participated in this domestic debt exchange program were the banks, and followed by firms and other institutions, individual bondholders and retailers about 13%. So majority of the 85% success rate we saw for the DDEP was because most of the banks decided to participate. Now, mind you that the average coupon rate was around 19.5% before the restructuring started, where government is now proposing on average about 9% coupon rate. So it means they are going to suffer a haircut of a direct haircut of about 10%, followed by the extension of the maturity period, where on average it was around 5, but this new debt exchange program will look at 15 years. So these are some of the reasons why the report believes that the 9 banks that were mentioned, or the 9 banks, could suffer financial losses. And also, if you do some analysis, if you take, let's say, Bank A with a bond principal of about 5 billion cedis, expecting a principal value of 23 billion, as a result of this restructuring, if nothing is done, the report is saying that such a bank will lose about 4 billion Ghana cedis as a result of the domestic debt exchange program.
Kofi J is with our research desk, but the question...